I'm a lazy curly girl routine kind of person. I also embrace my frizz, and I feel like that's a big part of curly hair is loving your frizz too. So I had frizzy, big, wild curls, and honestly, like I got so many compliments that day, and I was surprised in France, like they liked the big hair look, but it was natural and it worked in 2 seconds. Like I didn't waste any time on vacation.
Yeah, and
Love
we
it.
saw you getting complimented live. Like we went to go have dessert and then some lady walked up to you and was like, "Love your hair. Can you please like model for my spa service?" And I was like, "I'm going to start curling my hair now. I want free fucking spa service too." Yeah, so we're witness to the fact that your hair definitely gets compliments for the work you put into. Like it's clearly paying off.
Amazing episode with Maya. She's a curly hair specialist. I don't even care about hair and I was so invested. We went into what is it like to actually go from not embracing your natural hair to embracing them, what kind of products to use, what does it feel like to be sitting in that chair, what kind of questions, what do you prep for, how is it to manage being Middle Eastern at the same time growing in the US and have this hair journey which is so inspiring, being a business owner at this age. Watch it, subscribe, go follow Maya, and leave us comments, let us know what you think.
Maya, you are our first guest ever. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Do not be nervous, Habibti. There is
Thank you
nothing
for
to worry
having
about.
me.
Of course. Thank you for being here, for being the badass that you are. We're so excited to talk to you. To introduce Maya to our fans, Maya is a curl specialist in Tampa and the founder of Gossip Curl. Everyone is welcome in her chair. She has created a space where you can step away from the chaos of life and have a moment that is just for you, where you feel seen, welcomed, and beautiful. She is passionate about helping people embrace their natural texture with confidence. For Maya, it's about luxury in the sense of comfort and treating yourself, not just looking polished. On her social media, she shares her own journey, curl tips, and transformations to connect with and inspire the curly community. You can follow her at Gossip Curl Maya on Instagram and wherever you can find her. Maya, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, I am tearing up right now because this is such a big moment for me. Maya's my cousin, if people don't know, but I just love her so much, and this is my intro now, off tangent. She's been like such a big inspiration, at least for me in the last couple of years, how like she created something from nothing. Like there was no book, there's no map, but just hearing you, and I've read this intro before, but like hearing it now live and like seeing her, it just felt like really real. So I'm just happy.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. You guys are so sweet.
All right. Well, are we ready to dive in?
Let's
Yeah,
get
so
to it.
Maya, I actually skipped over saying your last name, which Noelle was teaching me is Saud. But how do you say it? How do you pronounce it?
So I see it as Seoud. It's just something I got used to over time. It was just easier to pronounce growing up in America, and immigration messed up our last name anyways. So like the pronunciation kind of is messed up the way it's spelled legally for me. So, but when I go back to Lebanon, I go off of the Saoud. I'm very proud when I go there. I'm like, they know who I am. They know the name.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has that story of like the papers where like my name is spelled different,
Yeah.
even like my name Amal is in Arabic 3 letters, and then when you come here, we have to add a letter to make it make sense, and people start calling me Amal or Aim, things like that. And so we wanted to make sure we got it right, but then also started the conversation about those two worlds. Noelle, take it away.
Yeah.
So you spell it Seoud because it's like an immigration screw up, but it should have been S-A Saud, Saoud or something like
Yep,
that. Saoud.
Saoud. So my parents, like my father growing up and his siblings, that's how their name was spelled. But then when they all moved here, when they got their papers, it just got switched by accident. Back then there was no technology like it is now. And I feel like once you have it too, are you really going to question your last name or like, thanks, got it. Bye. Like,
It is what it is. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's actually a great segue for our first topic because we wanted to talk. Obviously, you're born here, Lebanese American, second generation.
This
A lot of,
generation. Wouldn't
is
it
it first
first?
or second? No, second. Well, your parents would be first,
Mm.
right?
Whoever was
Firstborn.
born here first is first generation. So if
First
Amaya was
generation.
born here but her parents were not, she is first generation.
Okay. Well, I guess you are first generation. I looked it up on ChatGPT before I joined, and then they were like, "No, it's second, but I'll go with first. It doesn't matter." But I guess, well, okay, well, so you that's one of the screw ups that we see differences between culture and whatnot. And I know we've had a lot of conversations, just you and I, about like growing up, and like we grew up really close together, so I've seen your journey firsthand. But let's talk a little bit about, and even today, like you sent me a text message, and you're like, damn, I actually, if I wasn't the person that I was back then, try to fit in like an American culture, I would have been friends with this guy who I don't know how much you want to share, but like someone who like sent a message and I was like, damn girl, like I relate to you, you relate to me, and then you're like, that should have been my people. So how was that? How is it actually growing up and here trying to balance both identities?
Well, you're hitting me with like 3 different questions, I feel like.
Well, whatever you want to start with.
I'll start with what happened today, honestly, because it literally happened earlier today where I was talking to someone I went to high school with. And this is someone, we were very like casual, like talking, but we were never in the same crowds. And it's so crazy because like I was thinking, I was trying so hard to fit in like specific groups that like I didn't even like care to like expand to try to talk to anybody else. Like I was social and nice, but I wasn't like, oh, let me go and hang out with this group. I'm like, I only wanted to fit in where it was like popular or like people were seen. So I felt like that took away of my own opinions because I was so consumed of just wanting to fit in that I didn't even like think to be like, do I even like this? Do I even like what they're doing? Do I even like their clothes? Like I just didn't even like go that far to even think that far. And now looking back, I'm like, "Oh my god, this guy is so cool. I would totally hang out with him, like, right now." Or, like, if I was in high school, like, knowing what I know now, I'd be, like, at the lunch table, like, probably having a really good conversation that's probably more impactful than what I was talking about, which is so crazy to think about. But yeah.
And I mean, if you think about it, and that's something that Emil and I we talk a lot about, is that I mean, back then it was maybe the advertisements. I mean, at least for me
Mhm.
growing up in Lebanon, it was kind of similar where like you want to be like the white person because like all the advertisement was very targeted towards that, where like you always felt like if there's a white person out there, even if they might not be right, like I just want to be like them. My hair should look like them. My teeth should look like them. My skin needs to be whiter to look like them. So, hair journey, I know we're talking about that. And I know a lot of like trying to blend in, fit in. If you don't know Maya, growing up, Maya had the longest hair, like they could touch the floor, the longest curly hair, like for a curly hair to touch the floor, and you're the expert on it, but like this
Mhm.
is really impressive. And then suddenly that hair went to like extremely short, straight. What happened?
So I actually remember, I think I was in the 4th grade or no, 5th grade. I went to summer alone in Lebanon. So that was the moment I was able to get that fake haircut without my mom really knowing yet. So I chopped off all my hair. That I don't know, I feel like I always, like, thought attention and, like, getting noticed was gonna be involved with hair, so it makes sense that I'm a hairstylist because I was always obsessed with hair growing up. But it was like, "Oh, you know what? I'll cut my hair. Maybe people will, like, think, like, they'll notice me or something." And then I noticed didn't really make much of a difference with my natural curls, so then I started straightening my hair. And the moment I straightened my hair and went to school, I was nonstop getting compliments by teachers, by students, like girls and boys. It was just everybody was like, wow, I love your hair, or we look so good with straight hair. And that kind of said it like, oh, I found it. Like, this is what it is. I just need to straighten my hair and I'll be noticed. And that became the, I felt like, unhealthy obsession because I would refuse to go anywhere, even to the beach, without straight hair. Like, I would bring a straightener with me to school. My science teacher would always yell at me because I'm straightening my hair in class because that was more urgent than any education. It was me straightening my hair. So it just became, I felt like I was losing my identity because I'm like, okay, well, like, I don't look like them. And even with straight hair, I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I throw in some blonde, and then color contacts got into the mix. I'm like, oh, let's change my eye color. And it was like going through this like cycle of, I'm going to change everything about me to fit in. And it still didn't make a difference. Like, I might slightly did fit in, but not fully, just by changing those like little features of myself. So that's how the me straightening my hair started. But when I got to college, I started going natural. And that's when I was like, I don't have enough time to just straighten my hair, go to work and school. I need to just get over it. Like, let's just go natural. I honestly did not think I would love it. I just thought it was a necessity, like maintenance wise. And that's when I fell into that curly hair method and the curl community. And I started going to cosmetology during my curl journey. So that kind of helped me think, like, you know what, I'm going to be a curl specialist. Like, I went from fully damaged, like it took me maybe 5 years to get my curls back. So fully
Wow.
damaged hair to get my curls fully back. And I didn't put any heat on it. It was one of those, like, I had to just keep coming in for trims and trust the process. And from there, I haven't put heat since. Like, it's over at least 7 years right now with no heat on my hair. So it's crazy.
So 5 years for the whole, and I don't understand any of this. Maybe ML does, but 5 years it took you to get rid of the damaged hair from just
Yeah.
frying it.
I
So
also
you
had
just keep
keratin
go
treatments done too. So I would get keratin treatments that when you put chemicals in your hair like that, it's not just going to fade out, it grows out. So it was just a long process of my hair growing. Of course, everybody's hair grows differently. Mine doesn't grow that quickly. So it just took a lot of time and patience and just trusting the awkward phases. And it was definitely hard, but, like, I remember even when my curls weren't perfect, I remember just, like, looking in the mirror, there was, like, a point where it was, like, half wavy, half curly, and I'm just like, "You know what? I look good." Like, it just naturally, like, came. I didn't expect it to even get to the point where I'm full confident naturally, but it just kinda happened. I'm like, "You know, like, I like this. I can go to a wedding like this. I can go to, like, a job interview like this." Like, I felt like, "Oh, this is presentable. It's not just like, I have to be natural because of me."
You know what? Actually, that reminded me of when I was just in Lebanon in May. I was talking to my aunt Georgette, and she shared a similar story. She told me when, well, they were refugee to Lebanon. So when she actually went to Lebanon, she was 11 years old. But she remembers when she was like 8, 9, Palestine, her mom, back then they used to iron hair. She told me like her mom used to force them to iron their hair because it was kind of like this British colonization that was taking over that region, that they had that perception of like there's something wrong with our Middle Eastern hair. Like it shouldn't be curly. And like she used to be called like, why does hair look like a broom? Like she used to tell her like
Yeah.
mittense or something. But isn't that crazy? Like even not just here, it's just everywhere. It's like there's only one type that fits all, and like everybody just needs to follow.
I really feel
Noelle, you
like
know
it's a
what this
lot. Sorry?
Sorry, Noelle, this reminds me of your friend when we were there and she was telling the story of how like you complimented her when she had straight hair, thinking about Maya talking about that's the only time she got compliments. And your friend told you like, I don't like that you complimented me only. Like, why are you only complimenting me when my hair is anti my natural look? So hearing your process of then looking in the mirror and going, yeah, actually I do look good with my natural hair and it coming back feels really good to hear because today personally I was feeling like crap about myself and the only way I started to feel better is like I straightened my hair and then I put like a little bit of a curling I applied heat and then I was like, oh, I feel like a human again. And it would be nice to go on a hair journey like yours and learn from you so that I could feel good naturally.
Yeah, and that doesn't
Okay.
mean to, like, never put heat on your hair. I mean, if you have healthy hair, I always tell my clients, like, it's not about, oh, you can never wear your hair straight. It's more of just you have the option. You feel beautiful both ways naturally, and you have that option to also blow it out and have a sleek look, but not feel compelled to get that interview or to go and hang out with friends or go to dinner. Like it shouldn't feel like, oh, I need to be pretty, so I need to straighten my hair. And a lot of it is just we weren't taught how to style and what products to use and the proper haircut. I mean, going to the salon, there's not much education on curly hair, especially when I was growing up. I feel like now we're getting more into it as hairstylists, but that's also hard too because cosmetology does not offer natural hair. Anyone that goes to become a hairstylist, no one is getting taught how to take care of natural hair or how to even give a decent haircut. So that's what happens of people getting botched cuts because like they just have no idea where to go and no one's getting proper education, which should not like it should be an option for everyone to learn curly hair and cosmetology.
When
Oh,
people
good.
go sit in your chair, is that part of your services where you say, like, here's the curl education for your hair? I mean, I remember also, like, you were talking to me about, like, specifically cutting, like, towards the curl or something like that. Could you talk a little bit about that process of you assessing a person's hair and then giving them some education when they're in your chair?
Yeah, so I usually request to come in with your hair prepped, which means product free, washed, detangled, and let it air dry. The reason for it is a dry haircut. So I don't want it up in ponytails and stuff because it will kind of give like different formation of your natural curl pattern. And I like to see it in its full natural state. So I always tell people like think of like a bush and you're trimming it up to shape it. That's kind of the concept of a curly cut is you're shaping the hair to sit properly in its natural state. So it's an entire dry cut where like you cut each curl individually. So each little curl will get cut in its direction that it's supposed to go instead of going against
Mm.
it. Or sometimes people think, oh, she has thick hair. Let me texturize it and thin it out, which would just actually create more frizz. So for someone that goes in and wants that haircut and they have natural hair, and they wear it natural or want to blow it out, it's still going to create more frizz and it's going to make styling more challenging for them. So even if you have natural hair and you want to blow it out, the cut will make or break your silk press. Like it's going to create more frizz or not for you. And then
Wow.
during the service, I'll go into because everybody has different curl patterns, or like sometimes, some people can't retain water like other people. So I kind of go in like big demo. We're going to start hands on, like from beginning to the end, step by step, how to style your hair, how to dry it, how to refresh it throughout the week to take care of it, how to sleep with your hair, and what products work best. So all my clients go home with a hair scription with all the products that I recommend. Yes, the hair-scription.
I love that.
Yeah. I figured, like, honestly, go to doctors and they recommend medication. I feel like it's no different for your hair. You need to know how to take care of it. So I write it all down and you can take it home and then, like, shop at your leisure.
I think this is actually really brilliant because if you think about it, natural straight hair, maybe I'm wrong, you tell me, but it sounds like maybe it's not like it doesn't need as much maintenance as maybe the curly hair. So that's maybe the biggest challenge for why we haven't seen curly hair products advertised because it took like more maybe research and work and people wanting to put the time to figure out what products to create, like everything else with women's life. It was first let's deal with the white straight hair, I guess, or whatever. And then like now we're seeing this whole wave of like I would say maybe what 5 to 10 years ago. That's when you started to see people of color on magazine and like okay, now that they're on magazine, then natural hair and whatnot. So it would make sense that that would be part of like okay, here's your, care packet that you can take with you back home because I would not know what to do back home. Like I could see myself if I had curly hair, I'm in your chair. Okay, I look good. 3, 4 days from now, I'm gonna go shower. What do I do now? Yay.
But that
Okay.
part was really important for me because that, like, going home, washing your hair and being able to style it how I style it, like, that's the whole point. That's why you wanna go to a professional is to learn how to keep maintaining your hair at home. And of course, like, you'll learn a little every time you come to me 'cause sometimes it could be overwhelming where it's like, oh, you got down like a good wash day, but you may need help with restyling your hair throughout the week. And that's like the more and more you come, the more you learn about like different things about your hair and all other little tips and tricks. Like even now, some of my clients, like now we're getting into just fun styles. Like some of the appointments, it's like, well, now you got it down, like your whole routine. Like let's figure out like quick ways so you have date night, like a quick little updo and do a little twist and products that help with it. That way, like you can give that glam look and little up.
I like to the tips, like you have those little videos as well that they could show people when they're traveling. Like here's a little tip when you're traveling, you put like some oil. I don't know what I'm talking about, but like you correct me, but like there's those little areas where like okay, if I'm traveling, what do I do with my hair? How do I freshen it up and whatnot? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I do a whole thing on the plane too. Like I'll wear a whole like scarf and I'll have my hair set in the morning, like air drying. I didn't fluff it and I'll wear a scarf while I'm on the plane, a silk scarf. It helps with frizz. That way it doesn't mess it up. So by the time you get to your destination, take off your scarf, you fluff it out and you have like a look like this. It's really easy. And then when you're on your trip, I mean, you wash your hair like once a week. So I'm a lazy curly girl routine kind of person. So at that trip that you're talking about, I was in France and I was like, you know what? Like, I don't feel like doing a whole wet my hair, detangle. Like, I just want to go explore the city. So I just took a little hair oil, rubbed it in my hands, and just shook up my hair. And I'm like, okay, it's good enough. But I also embrace my frizz. And I feel like that's a big part of curly hair is loving your frizz too. So I had frizzy, big, wild curls. And honestly, like I got so many compliments that day. Like they were like, oh, I love your hair. And I was surprised in France, like they liked the big hair look, but it was natural and it worked. In 2 seconds, like I didn't waste any time on vacation.
Yeah, and
Love
we
it.
saw you getting complimented live. Like we went to go have dessert and then some lady walked up to you and was like, "Love your hair. Can you please like model for my spa service?" And I was like, "I'm gonna start curling my hair now. I want free fucking spa service too." Yeah, so we're witness to the fact that your hair definitely gets compliments for the work you put into it and the process and all the research you've done. Like it's clearly paying off.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. It's definitely something I'm super passionate about. I mean, clients that come into my chair, it's like, yeah, like I'm here to give you like this big glam look, but it's also like you're going to feel good. Like you're going to feel like you. Cause a lot of the times, like your hair expresses your style. And if you don't have the right haircut or like hair color, it might affect like your personality. Like sometimes it helps bring out who you are just by changing little tweaks of your hair.
So here's a question. Like from your perspective, what makes Arab hair unique compared to like other hairs that you've worked with?
It's resilient.
Okay.
Like, our hair is resilient. It's definitely tough hair. I've never seen hair handle as much chemicals of like keratin and getting lightened to be super blonde, and their hair will still be thick and like healthy. And I'm just like, how? How can you handle this? And I've noticed it, and I've had so many clients that come in and I'm just seeing their different textures and density, and I'm just like, their hair can just handle it. My Even like my mom's hair or my aunt's hair, like when I go and I color their hair, I'm like, it's been through so much in life and it is healthier than people that haven't even put chemicals in their hair yet. It's
Wow.
insane. Yeah. And I have noticed too, we have more like shine. Like I notice with curly hair, it's not so much as drying, and
Mm.
I'm talking about with all textures because adults can go from having like wavy hair to also tight curls. It's like a huge range. It's not so much staying in one. Yeah, it'll go from like wavy to even tighter than my hair, but I've noticed it'll hold in still some shine to the hair. Where like other like areas they won't have as much shine compared to like the Arab curls, which is so interesting to me. I even like did a like deeper dive at one point because I was like, all right, like what's the difference? Because I'm like, this is the same curl pattern. And it kind of went back into like the culture and like where everyone originated from and kind of like went from there with that.
Hmm.
So wait,
I
how
like that.
important is it like where you originated or how important is like race or like when it comes to creating your hair care routine? And like when it comes to your salon, like is there a specialty that you have for certain types of hair over others or can you do the full range?
So I do it all. I mean,
Love
it can
that.
go from wavy. I mean, that's the biggest thing why I wanted to be a curl specialist. I can do straight hair. I can do from wavy hair to the tightest curls, like to 4C. I work with all curl patterns. I do have a lot of clients, either my curl pattern coming in recently or tighter, but I also have like wavy hair coming in. I noticed too, not so many people like sometimes curl specialists are so good with tighter curls where I'm noticing like the wavy hair. Like it even took me, I had to learn a whole different form of how to style wavy hair. It's like two opposite rules for someone with my curl pattern, someone with looser curls. So that was something I had to learn to like really master like wavy curly styles. And the same thing for even really, really tight curls. I have to do a different kind of styling and techniques to achieve like certain looks too. So it's all kind of customized off of the curl pattern.
Sorry, what are some examples of like a curl pattern? What does that mean?
So there's like, so they have like different forms. So 2B to 2C is like wavy to a soft, loose curl. And then 3A to 3C are kind of curls in my range. Like I'm a 3B, 3C. And then 3A is a bit softer than that. And then in the fours, those are like the really beautiful, like coils, like little tiny curls, like 4C is like the tiniest, cutest little curl. And then there's even like zigzag styles that are also in the 4 range. So it just gives you like the level of what kind of curl pattern you are. And then from there, it kind of helps you understand more about your hair and what it needs. So
Hmm.
it's like kind of different rules and different ranges you hit.
Holy crap, girl. Look at you sounding like a real expert. She's
I know she is a real expert. I love this. I love this. Okay, if someone is listening to this right now, or someone already has been thinking about, okay, I have curly hair, I want to embrace my curls, I'm done with frying it. Well, not done with frying it, but like I'm done with like, I just want to embrace my natural curls, okay? What is one thing they need to stop doing today? And what is one thing that they need to start doing today?
Oh, okay. No more heat. You cannot put heat on your hair. It's hard, I know, but it's so worth it because the only way to get back to your natural curl pattern is to go fully no heat and let it naturally just get healthy again. No chemicals,
And
no heat.
when you say heat, you mean like the straightener
Straightening, no blow drying. You really want to just let
or
it
even
be
blow drying?
natural. Yeah, like no blow drying it straight. You can diffuse, which is just like the curly method of drying our hair, but even like less heat, the better, because when your hair is so damaged, at that point, it just needs to breathe. It needs some rest. And I then would recommend while you're getting rid of heat is to do deep conditioning treatments. So there is so many like brands that have like really clean ingredients. Like I really love like Briogeo or I love like Rizzo's curls that have like clean ingredients, but also like you can use them as much as you want because it's just adding back like hydration and moisture to your hair. And you can use that like once a week or twice a week and it'll help just give it some bounce back. And haircuts are so essential. Going to the right curl specialist, that's going to make a big difference of your curls thriving again.
Mm.
so for someone like me, right? Like I had my hair, with the
Mhm.
chin cut or whatever. And I want my hair to get long and just I'm sure all girls, we are so afraid to go back to the salon because you say like, "Can you please just trim the tiniest bit?" And then a lot comes off. Maybe you can speak from the hairstylist perspective or offer me some advice about like if I do want my hair to grow long and I'm afraid to get cuts, like what do I do?
So I get it because honestly, I'm the type it's like dust off my ends. Like I don't want to take inches off. The only thing is, if you don't want to take off length, you want to come more frequent to the salon. So I usually recommend between 2 to 3 months for a haircut. By 2 months, you lose the shape of your hair, like no more face frame, layers grow out. By 3 months, that's where like the knots start happening. Detangling becomes a hassle. You can maybe possibly be ripping your hair because sometimes you're in a rush and you start detangling. So it becomes hard to manage throughout the week. So that's when I'm like, okay, by 3 months, you really need to come in, get that trim again. And that could just be like a dusting, but it would just help freshen up everything to keep it going. So it just really depends if how much you want to take off. If you wanted to come in and take off like an inch, that's fine too. You might not feel as urgent to come back compared to someone dusting. So it just depends on your limit. I'm the type, I go off of you guys. If you tell me a dust, I dust. Because I have hair trauma myself. So I'm like, I'm not cutting more than you tell me. So totally get.
So I guess in short, what I'm hearing is that you either suck it up and get it cut short and pay once, or you have to pay multiple times and then you're just gonna be dusting until it grows to like what you want it to grow. What's the deal with Lebanese hairdressers that my whole life, all my mom and the aunties and everyone, they come back crying because he cut us so much. And they're like, I don't want it to be that short. It's like always a thing. What is the deal with that? Is there any like hair reason behind it, or is it just them? Because I'm the
So
man, I need to tell you how your hair should be.
I feel like that's a thing in Lebanon in my experience because I will never forget all my, like, I feel like they go off of, they're like, this is what you need. So this is what you're going to get. Where it's like, no, I don't want this. I get that I need it, but I don't want it. Where they just don't care. They'll just be like, but you need it 2 inches off. And I feel like they don't have that emotional attachment where when I have someone in my chair and they say, cut off only this much, I'd be like, "Oh my god, I totally get it." Because, like, what if you can't look at yourself in the mirror? What if you cry? What if that, like, sometimes, like, this is, like, something that can, like, make or break. Maybe someone has an insecurity where, like, their length is, like, covering something of theirs. There's so many situations where I feel like they don't really think of it that way. They're just kinda like,
Hmm.
"It's damaged, gone." I mean, they're very trend setting too, I noticed. Like, if it's, like, Maya Diaz, this is her, this is what she's doing now, everyone's gonna get this look, and it's, like, sometimes a copy and paste where everyone leaves the shop looking the same, and I'm like, "Okay, but I'm not her."
So you know what's interesting when you just said that right now? I'm thinking about similar to like when a lot of like women now go to a doctor, they prefer to go to a like another women doctor because like she understands. And I know for the longest time, a lot of hairdressers, at least in the Middle East, it's rare that I've seen like female. I think they're
Yeah,
mostly males in the Middle East.
that's true.
Really interesting that how has this not become a thing where like women like no, but you get me, and that's why they keep hearing like they keep having those frustration of like going to a male one and like they don't understand the emotional attachment to it because they don't have long hair, but then you get what you get. Not bashing the male, I know there's amazing male ones and I know a lot of them have
Yeah.
done a lot of yeah. um okay, I was just interested about that because I never thought about it that way.
So what are some pets? I love these questions of like the hairstylist perspective because it's not just a Lebanese thing for sure. Like I only went to Dominican women here growing up in Patterson, and because I like how they style hair very, very much, I felt like I would go to people of color to do my hair because they get it. But they also would just like chop off, like you say, can you just trim? And they just it's just a thing. Like a lot of women have fear of going to the salon because of that. But do you have so I imagined always, you know how like people pleasers, I'm like, I must be so annoying. Like, are there, without repelling your clients, I guess, but like, are there things we as consumers could do to not give hell to our hairstylists when we go in? Like, what are some things that you see that we can kind of get some perspective on?
It's a good question, Emma.
So,
I love
yeah,
it.
that is great. I would say honestly, if you're not really good at explaining what you like, bring some visuals, bring some inspos. It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly what your hair looks like. Bring in a few different inspos or color. I feel like sometimes people will have trouble trying to explain what kind of color they like because even if they like look at someone's hair, it might be a copper tone and they think it's caramel. So when they come in, they're like, I really want caramel and they really wanted copper, they just didn't understand what tone it was. Because when you formulate, it's not so much, "Oh, we're just gonna put copper," it's very customized. So, like, the more details we know, the better. So, I have, honestly, clients that come in and they'll, like, lay down everything. I mean, to the point where I know how they like to vacation, to, like, all of it, to the point where, like, even sometimes hearing their lifestyle, I kinda figure out what kinda hair they like or colors they like. So I know it might not like be like, oh, hair talk, but even just like learning about them and the likes and the do's and the don'ts, it helps me figure out, okay, like I know you don't like this. I know you don't like reds. I'm not going to put reds. So like just details, as much details as possible.
Hmm.
How long is like a consultation like with somebody who's there for the first time? Like how long is that conversation and how much of it is them coming in and telling you thing thing thing, or if they don't come tell you all that information, like what is it like for you to get that information out of them? How long is that process before you actually put your hands to their head?
It would take, I mean, I've had 30 minutes is like average. Sometimes some people really know what they want where it can be done in 15 minutes, but I've had like an hour of a whole consultation just sitting there just talking about their hair because I will not start a service if I don't feel like we're on the same page. So let's say if I feel like even after that 1 hour or an hour and a half, and I'm like, we're still not getting to the same point, I won't want to touch your hair because I feel like you're not going to love it because we're not understanding the same thing. So you're not going to love what I'm going to do. Even if it's I think it's beautiful, you're not going to think it is. So it just
Hmm.
depends. That's really rare, but like I've had like an hour consultations. It's taken sometimes a little longer. Just sometimes, you need to be more specific. Color theory, explaining that your hair will not lift to be a level 10 bright blonde because you are a brunette and your hair will fry off. Sometimes that will be just 30 minutes of me being like, your hair will be cotton candy. But
You know what? That reminded me of like right after COVID, Maya, when like one time you were telling me about like there was this trend of like a lot of people coming in and they want to like that silver white, whatever, because people are like growing
wig
their
from
white.
Game of Thrones.
Yes, yes, they would come and everybody wants to be Khaleesi from Game of Thrones or whatever. And then Maya's like, okay, I have to break it to you. I think this is a fantasy color. This is not gonna work. I don't know how else to tell you that. But it is really hard because like it's
Yeah.
like I've been dreaming about this. Yeah, I just thought
It has
that was
gotten easier over time. I feel like in the beginning of my career, it was more because, like, of course, you want to make the client happy. So it was sometimes like I would try to be a little slower to the approach where now I'm kind of like, I just know it's not going to happen. And I'll just say it like it's just not possible. Or sometimes, I don't like to over deliver because if you're a first time client that I've never put chemicals on your hair, I won't know how it reacts. And sometimes clients will forget to tell you if they have certain things in their hair. They'll be like, oh, I totally forgot I put henna 2 years ago. So there's so many things that go through your mind when you put chemicals. So I always like to underplay than over, that way you're not overly excited or sorry, like overly like expecting something that you're not going to get just because it's chemicals and you can't truly control what it's going to do.
I
so
have one
a
more
higher
question
ex
about sorry, Noel. I'm so into this like inside knowledge thing.
go.
Last one. So when I go and then they have like all those products that they usually like are add-ons, whatever, I'm so worried that they're just doing that to make money or get commission or something. So I know you can't speak for every salon, but I mean, at yours, do you have products that you sell? And like, how can people know when to make an informed decision? I guess it comes down to trust also, like if you trust your stylist. But anyway, I just wanted to speak to that part. Like when they sell products there and we're scared to buy them, can you speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I totally respect it. I even have clients like, and this is why I write a hair-scription because that way you don't feel pressured that day to purchase it, but you'll know what I recommended. So you can think on it. It's not like, oh, you have to buy this now. So I also like to give it that option, and everything that I recommend, I put onto your hair. So for me, it's like you're going to experience that throughout the week how it feels and how when you wet your hair again, if it feels like it has residue or not. So that always is like number one, because when you experience it, you like it and you buy it. So it's more of just like, here, feel it, try it. I mean, I'll even like have them smell the products and just actually learn about it. It's not so much, this is it, buy it, take it home. It's more of like, this is what the ingredients are. This is why I use it. So it's really just customize, like, if I feel like you need it, then I would just go in and be like, "These are the ingredients. This is why it works for you." So you just understand the reasoning behind it, not just like, "Oh, it's just another product." But sometimes I feel like, because I've worked with other stylists in different salons, I mean, they could be recommending amazing products, but maybe they just don't take the time to be like, this is why I like it for you, but it's still good. It's just they're not going in that detail because it could just be fast paced. Like, I have a next client coming in, I don't have that time. And that's really just salon culture that's built in from like management that I will say, like, not every stylist can control if they're getting booked back to back with not enough timing, which was something I could not stand working in other salons because it's just not realistic. Like, I should not do 7 haircuts in one day. Like, can't think at that point because I can't give you the proper time of doing all those things, those step by steps, if I have to cram in all these haircuts. So typically it's a 2-hour service. Like, it's not a
Wow.
30-minute, like, it's a 2-hour service when you come in, it's a whole experience. Like, we're talking details and, like, you're not gonna leave without a question answered. That's basically, like, my mentality.
That is a huge difference from what I'm used to, Maya. When I'm telling
Yeah.
you, like, I felt like I was being sold and it wasn't a product that was put in my hair, oftentimes with different stylists. And I was just like, I don't want that. Like, but
Mhm.
I do think that, and I don't know if that's in your future, but I don't see a problem with you having like an Amazon store and like making commission off the products you're selling, especially because
Yeah.
you're doing it with this care and this education. So I want to make that clear. I think you should absolutely make a dime off of what you're pushing, but I just wanted to speak to that fear that I and I'm sure other people have when we sit in the chair. So what I heard is the difference is, are they educating you? Did they use it on your hair so you can test it out? And do you feel pressured or not pressured to buy it in that moment? And it sounds like you're ding ding ding, no pressure education, and you take the time. So thank you for answering that so thoughtfully.
Yeah, of course.
Can they buy it from your salon, Maya, or do they just go and buy it on their own out? Like, do they have that option?
So I do have a link for some of the products that I do like that I'll share with my clients to go through to support me. And then I do have, depending, like, 'cause there's also brands that I just love. And to be honest, they're so good. I don't get commission off of it, but I'm like, it's good. You need it. So those are some brands too. I'll just like recommend, like, oh, you can go to this store and you can find all these things at once. So it just depends on what I'm recommending. It's always different for somebody. That's why I have the hair scription. That way I can really customize it.
See, that says it all for me because you're obviously not making any money out of it. You're having them test it in the salon, and then you're not telling them you need to buy it because you're getting anything. If they buy it or not, that's their problem. That's their hair. Like literally, you're literally just giving them advice. And I've experienced it when you talk to my mom or like the other aunties in the family. They want to just go buy the cheap shampoo from whatever because it's on sale from, and you're like, stop it. It has the salt, whatever that is. And like Maya's just like gonna rip her hair that day and
Yeah.
then just like just move on.
Biggest thing is clean ingredients. If I hear a client that's using a clean ingredient line, I'm like, if you love it, continue using it. Use my tips and techniques. Maybe that's what you need to switch in your routine. It's not always like you need to have this because I use this. But if they're using other brands that have bad ingredients, I'm like, you have to toss it. I do keep up with what's going on, and there has been in the curly hair community brands having lawsuits of hair loss. I've also experienced hair loss from a curly hair brand. So these are things that I keep up with also because if I hear one little like red flag, I toss it. I don't care if I buy it brand new, it's in the garbage. Everyone has to throw it away. We're not risking it. Like, it's just those things I do keep, like, updates on, and I always like,
Love
if
it.
they reformulate, I check the ingredients if they really did.
Yeah.
Oh my I wish you would I don't know if you do or not, but, like, I hope you adding more work to the entrepreneur's plate, but if you have,
That's
like,
what
a Substack or, like, a mailing list or something, please share that with us now or in the future, please do it because I know I want someone to do this work for me. It's a lot of work, and I can't keep up, and I trust based on everything you're saying, the education you've had, the schooling you've done, and the experience you've had, I'd want you to just have a Substack or something that I could support. Do you have anything like that, or do you plan to do
it's
anything like that in the future?
something I've definitely looked into, like, I would like to add into the future. It's something I'm still working on building, but that's something a goal of mine I would love to have just to, like, updates, like, the new hair thing, the do's and the don'ts, just to keep up with, yeah.
I
It's
think that's
definitely
actually a
something in
brilliant
the future.
idea. That is
Yeah.
good.
And put
Because
those
people would
custom
get an
links so
email.
that you could get that commission. I do want you to get the
Yeah.
commission. I
Okay, Emma, we know what you want. All right, this is gonna segue us to another question. And it's actually really linked to this. So what we're learning right now is honestly trust Maya, and I can speak for that because I trust Maya in my life. Actually, when I first came out, she was actually the first family member that I came out to. And there's an obvious reason when you choose that first person. Like the first person you come out to in your family, you are the most terrified point in your life because you don't
Oh.
know how that experience would be. So to choose that person, you have to really, really feel safe with them. And that's how I've always felt with Maya. That being, if you go and sit in her chair or like on a personal level, like just telling her like your deepest secret or whatnot, I know that I trust her in my life. So that brings me from trust the products, trust everything that she's telling you, trust you can come out to her, it's a safe place. How do you handle that in real life? Because when it comes to managing work and all those politics and everything that we live in, you're gonna have to deal with all different types of people. One of the biggest thing that I've noticed, especially the last couple of years, that you're a business owner. Like you own your own business. You don't get a paycheck. You don't have a safety net. If you are canceled, you could literally not have money to pay, for rent. But still, that is the most thing that I'm proud of our relationship is that you've always been consistent since we were young about speaking up for minorities, speaking up for or maybe gays or blacks or any minority that is out there, and most recently even Palestinians. And we know this is like a very, very, very big topic. And I remember having those conversation where you were, what was it called, shadow banned, or you were like,
Shadow
my
band, yeah.
going out, and then you were struggling with it. But then I
Mhm.
remember you were like, but I can't go to bed because like I need to speak about it, but like it could affect your money. How do you even manage that? Why is this important for you? And how do you balance it?
So, I mean, the whole culture of me being behind the chair is everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome in my chair. Like, I don't care what you look like, what you're going through. You're welcome. And I'm here to hear your story or not to hear it and just be there and quiet and just make you feel good. And even in my real life, I feel that way. So I can't sit back and just watch something and just feel like, oh, well, let me not post it because I might lose a client. Cause sometimes it was hard. I would always go back to, well, if they're going to be upset with it, then maybe they're not the client for me because that's not the culture I'm creating behind the chair, anyways. The culture I'm creating behind the chair is to love everyone and to be upset if you see babies dying. Like it just should be kind of I don't know, a normal thing to feel upset about. Like I don't feel like it should be really explained. It was something that like I wanted to throw up constantly watching. And the fact that I'm able to watch it now and not feel like I'm gonna throw up because this is what's continuously happening is even more concerning because I'm just used to it at this point. Okay, this is happening. Like it just it just doesn't feel right to just go to bed like, "Oh, who cares? I'm gonna worry about only hair." When
Yep.
I honestly also know clients of mine have reached out too and were appreciative of me posting it and were like, thank you for. So I have gotten good support, even though I was shadow banned, whatever. I still was able to do hair. It might have affected me through getting new followers, but it didn't affect me of getting people to come and get their hair done by me because that word to mouth is always strong. People know me in the community that I am here for you. And it just is showing who I am as a person outside of the salon. And the people that come to me respect it.
I love that. I mean, what is yours, and you're gonna get it. I know you and Amal are religious slash spiritual in different areas. And I know, like, I mean, even me, even though I'm not religious, but I do believe that no one can take anything that was never meant to be yours. So it doesn't matter what they do. I just respect you so much for having this ethic and then for just caring and not just like blending in, because it's so much easier to choose that other route, but you are consistently choosing every day to just be there for other people, and not, wave from that. So that's all I have to say.
This may be my actor brain going, but like think of that amazing character development, right? So we started with your story saying that you did whatever you needed to do to try to fit in, right? Whether that's straighten your hair, get the compliments, and like you didn't even know why you were doing what you're doing. You just wanted to be accepted. And now you're in a place where you're like, F that, this is what's right. These are my values, and what's mine is going to come to me. And I'd rather be welcoming. I'd rather be a safe space. I'd rather be someone who is grounded and could have a family member come out to all the way to, yeah, it feels pretty wrong to see genocide live. And I'm going to talk about that. And I'm not scared. And I just want to applaud that journey of going from, not being yourself to knowing exactly who you are and standing in that, even if it costs you $1 at the end of the day. That's super admirable and commendable. Thank you for being an example.
Thank you.
You might lost people that actually they're not your people. You're gonna find the right people that you're gonna feel relaxed around them as clients, and even maybe friends afterwards or whatnot. So I just love that. I know
Yeah.
we're really close on time. Emma, do you wanna wrap it with the last question?
Sure. So we wanted to, we're testing this out with you. Uh, oh, we want to start a segment where we ask every guest kind of the same question related to the It's Okay Habibi podcast. And so, one thing that we wanted to ask is, what's something in your life that you've learned to say it's okay to, whether it's about yourself or your culture or your path? What's something you're learning to say it's okay?
Ooh, that one's good. Something that I've learned to say it's okay to. Giving myself a break. That's not something I feel like in our culture it's normalized. It's amazing how we have so much power to keep going, but sometimes it's hard to just to give yourself a break. Like to be like, you know what, today is the day that I shouldn't do anything. I need time to just give myself a mental break. And that's something I had to learn to say it's okay. I mean, even as simple as like I'm in pain and I shouldn't go to work was so hard for me to accept that I should not go to work. I can't stand properly. I mean, these are things that it was really hard for me to accept. And now I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'm not trying to be Superman. I'm just trying to live life. Like, I shouldn't be every day do. Like, it just should be a balance, which is what I'm still teaching myself is a balance.
I love that.
Beautifully.
Thank you.
So we'll wrap it up with this. We're really on time. Though it felt like I had so much question to ask. We need part two. But yeah, I think with that, Maya, thank you so much for coming here. I hope that a lot of people learned a lot. I know a lot of what we went on is not like even what we thought we're gonna be planning on talking about, but like Amal had so many hair questions. She got
I
a free
love that.
consultation almost. But yeah, if everybody's listening to this and you enjoyed that episode, please go follow Maya, go visit her, support her. Obviously, it's a safe place. I don't know if you're gonna get better than that. Like, this is it. That's it. So, yeah, thank you, Maya. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
guys so
coming
much.
in. All
Thank you,
right.
Maya.
Talk later. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this conversation, please consider leaving a comment and a review. It helps us improve and reach more people.
We're all just trying to figure it out one conversation at a time. So go easy on yourself. Trust the process. And remember, it's okay, Habibi.